Renegade Immortal, Chapter 625, Qing Shuang. Hello, welcome back to my channel, Books with AR. The short old man's body trembled, but his eyes were still bulged as he said, "I'm a celestial. You still dare to disrespect me." Not waiting for the old man to finish speaking, Wang Lin frowned and coldly looked at him. He slowly raised his right hand, and a ghostly light appeared in his grasp. He no longer bothered with the old man's nonsense. With the soul search spell in hand, he pressed it against the old man's head. The old man let out a scream, but he was helpless, and because his body was tied up by the celestial capture net, he simply couldn't dodge. His eyes were filled with fear as he quickly shouted, "I'll talk! I'll talk!" Wang Lin didn't stop, and just as he was about to press down with his right hand, his expression changed slightly and he stopped his hand. Outside the tower, a passage was suddenly sliced open within the black cloud above the soul-refining tribe, and the sound of a blade hymn pierced through the sky. The black blade moved as fast as lightning and closed in on the tower in a flash. A Sli Li Guo was inside the black blade and was holding the brush in his hand. He immediately entered the tower, revealed an expression to please, and quickly said, "Master, little C has caught the treasure for you, but I'm dead tired. Master, you don't know how fast this treasure ran." "Not bad," Wang Lin nodded and reached out with his right hand. When the brush flew into his hand, he immediately felt the celestial spiritual energy cycling inside the brush. There was also a strong pressure contained within the brush. After hearing Wang Lin's praise, a Sli Li Guo let out a grin. After his betrayal failed, he had been looking for a chance to gain more merit. This time, he finally got a chance. Wang Lin ignored a Sli Li Guo and the half-moon blade. He held the brush and slowly closed his eyes, then activated the celestial spiritual energy inside his body and slowly entered the brush. At this moment, a golden light appeared on the tip of the brush. The golden light became brighter and brighter as Wang Lin's celestial spiritual energy entered it. In the end, the light lit up the entire tower. From the distance, it looked like the tower was giving off a golden flow. At this moment, all of the tribe members of the soul-refining tribe showed their piety by kneeling down and bowing toward the tower. The eyes of the old man caught by the celestial capture net couldn't help but shrink when he saw the dazzling light the brush gave off in Wang Lin's hand. He felt a sour taste in his heart. When he picked up the brush back then, there was also a golden light. However, comparing that golden light to the golden light in front of him now, one was like the sun and the other was just a firefly. So what if he can make it give off a powerful golden light? I just don't believe he can comprehend how to use the celestial item without my guidance. It has to be said, back then, if it wasn't for the jade, I wouldn't have figured out how to use it. The only way was through the jade. Of course, a lot of it had to do with my own intelligence. As the old man thought this, there was a glimmer of pride in his eyes. However, the pride in his eyes quickly changed into daze, and this daze quickly turned into shock. He saw Wang Lin suddenly open his eyes and draw a one-stroke symbol with one wave of his hand. This is impossible. Yes, this person is only a bit more intelligent than me, so after he saw me use it, he was able to learn it. Yes, this has to be the case. Just as the short old man was thinking of this, the next scene caused him to scream out loud. Wang Lin's eyes also seemed to contain a hint of golden light at this moment. He waved his hand again, adding another stroke to form a two-stroke symbol. Wang Lin's right hand didn't stop. He made another stroke, and at this moment, a three-stroke symbol that glowed like the sun appeared before him. At the moment this symbol was formed, the celestial spiritual energy in Wang Lin's body activated on its own and entered the symbol. In the eyes of a Sli Li Guo and the short old man, the three-stroke symbol gave a feeling of perfection, as if there was a heavenly daw imprinted on the symbol. Waves of golden light spread out from the symbol, leaked out of the tower, and replaced the golden light from the tip of the brush. The golden light surrounded the heavens and earth, and the black cloud, that was the soul flag, immediately melted and retreated, revealing the clear blue sky. Wang Lin's eyes gave off a golden glow, and his hand stopped in the air after drawing the third stroke. His white robe moved without any wind, and his loose long hair flowed backward. The aura of a celestial suddenly spread out from his body. He held the celestial brush as if he was a celestial himself. The golden symbol seemed to contain the heaven's daw and a sense of majesty. A Sli Li Guo was completely stunned, and the golden light coming from Wang Lin caused his eyes to hurt. The golden light made him feel like he was facing something he couldn't resist, as if Wang Lin needed but a thought to completely disappear. Although he had experienced this kind of feeling before, it was never this strong. At this moment, this feeling imprinted deep inside his heart. As for the short old man, he stared dumbfoundedly at Wang Lin. The shock in his eyes was monstrous as he exclaimed, "Celestial! Celestial Emperor!" Wang Lin took a deep breath and pointed at the symbol before him. The symbol immediately dissipated, turned into specks of light, flew out of the tower, and fused with the world. "Now tell me your identity." The golden light in Wang Lin's eyes slowly disappeared. However, his gaze was like a bolt of lightning as it pierced through the old man's eyes and stared directly at his inner self. Wang Lin had used the heaven devil sound. His voice contained devilish power as it entered the old man's ears and entangled with the old man's origin soul. The reason why Wang Lin didn't use the soul search spell was because even though the old man's mid-stage ascendant cultivation was an empty shelf, his origin soul had a power very different from the celestial guardians. With how cautious Wang Lin was, he wouldn't casually use the soul search spell unless it was the last resort or if he had a full grasp on the situation. The old man's eyes were hollow, and he muttered, "I'm from the refining Yether sect, and my name is Huang Yu. I entered this monster land because I was chased and hunted by my enemies. Later, I didn't dare to leave and decided to stay here. Staying here is better. As long as I'm careful, there will be no danger." Wang Lin's eyes lit up, and he asked, "Where did you get the celestial seed and celestial treasures from? The monster land?" The old man said, "When I arrived here back then, I accidentally entered an abandoned cave and obtained them there." "What else did you obtain besides the celestial seed and the celestial brush?" Wang Lin's eyes showed a hint of fanaticism. The old man muttered, "I obtained a total of 2 bags of holding. One of them had no divine sense imprint and contained the celestial capture net and other things, including a jade. The other had a divine sense imprint on it, so I couldn't open it, but it was stolen by someone else." Wang Lin's eyes became serious, and he said, "Who stole that bag of holding?" "It was a cultivating couple. Luckily, I split the 2 bags and imprinted my own divine sense on the other, otherwise both would have been stolen." The old man's eyes became even more hollow, but when talking about this, there was a trace of hatred in his eyes. This was clearly a huge blow to him. This was very natural. Anyone who had just obtained a great treasure only to have it snatched away right after would never forget the feeling of rising to the sky and immediately falling. After carefully questioning about the appearance of the cultivating couple, Wang Lin asked, "What was recorded on the jade?" The old man slowly said, "It recorded several methods for using several celestial treasures and celestial spells. There was also the method to create celestial guardian puppets. However, there was a restriction on the jade, so I wasn't able to see all of its contents." He was still being locked onto by the golden light in Wang Lin's eyes and the heavenly devil sound, meaning he had no way of lying, so everything he said was the truth. "Where is the jade?" Wang Lin's eyes lit up. The old man said, "Inside my bag of holding." How long can the celestial capture net trap for? 3 days. Wang Lin waved his sleeves, and a strand of celestial spiritual energy entered the old man, sealing his origin soul. Then Wang Lin closed his eyes and sat down in the lotus position to cultivate. As for the old man, he had passed out. However, the three-talent sword formation remained just in case. 3 days of time flashed by. On the third day, the celestial capture net that had the old man bundled up immediately released a flash of green light. It left the old man and flew to the side. Then it turned into a green net the size of one's palm. Wang Lin suddenly opened his eyes and reached out with his right hand. The old man's bag of holding immediately flew into his hand. He scanned it with his divine sense and then slightly frowned. He reached out his right hand once more and grabbed the old man. After shaking the old man, more than 10 bags of holding fell from all parts of the old man's body. Wang Lin casually threw the old man to the side. Then the three-talent sword formation quickly flew toward the old man and completely locked the unconscious old man down. The bags of holding were scanned by Wang Lin one by one. Eventually, his gaze fell on a very ordinary-looking bag of holding. After wiping the old man's divine sense from the bag, his divine sense dove inside. This bag of holding had nothing but jades, all kinds of jades. After scanning the jades inside the bag, Wang Lin's eyes suddenly narrowed and his heart skipped a beat. He moved his right hand and a green jade appeared in his palm. This jade wasn't made of spirit stone or celestial jade, but a material that Wang Lin had never seen before. It didn't seem to be wood nor stone, and when he held it in his hand, a warm aura surrounded his body. Wang Lin's divine sense entered the jade, and at this moment, his expression changed. His eyes glowed brightly before gradually dimming down. All of his attention was on the contents of the jade, and he was completely shocked. This jade recorded the usage of 3 celestial treasures and a real celestial spell. Qin Shuang, you just became a Rain Celestial Realm Celestial General, and as your father, this is my gift to you. These 3 celestial treasures were personally made by me. As for the celestial spell, although it is not of high rank, it is very interesting. I believe you will like it.